So today's November nonsense word is home. I have a lot to say about this, so let's just jump right into it. Okay, so I have lived in 6 houses, I think, over the years. 1 in Holland, 4 in Australia, and 1 here. Out of those, only 3 felt like home. And those 3 were obviously the one in Holland, the second to last one in Australia that I filmed most of my videos in, so you will have seen it, and the one we moved into just before I left. And that one felt very quickly like a home, which is really interesting because especially for me, it takes me a while to, adapt to change. And it was amazing how quickly it felt like home, and it helped that we had all our stuff there, and it helped that all our Dutch stuff came over, and I don't know, it worked. I think it was just the house itself was very much a family home type home, and I think that probably helped. Although, to be honest, it was nothing like our Dutch house or anything, although it was quite similar, I guess, to our other house, so maybe that's why, I don't know, but it worked for me. It worked for the whole family also. I think that's what it was. I think everyone just immediately felt like, okay, this is home. And it also helped that we didn't move very far from where we were before, so that all helped. You know what? When I started making this video, I didn't even think about this, but I've just remembered. I also feel very at home in 2 other homes. Number 1 is my grandparents' house in Holland. They've had that all their lives, and I've had it obviously as my grandparents' home all my life. And especially when we lived in Holland, we would go there all the time, obviously. And also whenever we go back, we stay with them, and I don't know, it's just that house is a home to me, and there's so many memories that have been created there with all the family, not just like my family, but all of them. And then the other home is my other grandparents' home here in England, not this one that I'm in now. My grandmother used to have a house that was a family home. I was brought up with that house, and whenever we came here, which was very often when we lived in Holland, we always stayed there, and it was just our home. And again, loads of family things happened there. So many memories were made there. And I think 2 years ago, my grandmother sold the house, and that was really hard for me. I did not like that. And of course, I supported her, and I understood that it was what was best for her, but I didn't like it, to be honest. And it's funny because recently, just a few days ago, I was thinking about the house, and I was just thinking about how much I miss it. And then I was thinking, that's so ridiculous because I am here now, like I am in England, and yet I still don't like the fact that she's sold the house and that it's no longer ours and that I'm not in the house, which is so stupid and selfish. But as you may have noticed by now, I'm quite a sentimental person. That line in Dodie's song When, never caught up in the moment, busy begging the past to stay, that is me. So when people sell their houses or move houses or whatever, that for me is just like, no, if I think of that house, it's still ours. And it was hard enough almost to see my grandmother selling the house from afar, but I wasn't really affected by it. But I guess now that I'm here, I'm just like, I'm here, but I'm not in that house. And that just feels funny. That's not to say that this place isn't great. It really is, and it's a nice place, and I'm very happy to be here. But it just feels weird. So I guess my point is, I just really like homes, and I also hate it when people sell their houses because it feels like a part of me is just there and it's no longer mine. But when we were in the process of selling our house in Holland, I went back at some point, and the lady who had moved in, or who was living there at the moment, was very nice. She was very friendly with my grandparents, and so they organized that I could come in, which they hadn't actually organized, so we just not rocked up at my house and said, hey, stranger, I'm the daughter of the person who owns this house. Would you mind if we come take a look? But they were very nice about it, and I went in, and it was really interesting to see how everything was the same, but yet it was so different. And it was their furniture, and the way they designed it was slightly different and laid it out, but it still felt like home. And I don't know, I guess no matter what you put in a house, it's funny, it works both ways. No matter what you put in the house, it'll still feel like home, but also you can make a random house feel like home by putting stuff in the house. So there's a little 8-minute ramble about houses. Bye, see you tomorrow.